Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Top Flight Pod. You know what it is. You know what we're here to do. Back in studio today, beautiful Austin, Texas. Of course, I'm with the boys. We got the usual suspects. We got the boys in studio. We got B here to my left. Primo on the ones and twos, controlling everything that goes on behind the scenes. And back at it for a great conversation. We finally have Bali in studio. A lot of folks have been asking about you, mate. You know, they were upset when you weren't on the podcast with Eric Goodman. They were saying, what, no Bali? You know, folks want to hear what you have to say. So I'll start off with you. How are you doing, Bali?
It's actually a good thing I wasn't there at that part because it would have got spicy. But, yeah, I mean, I'm blessed. I'm here and very happy to be here.
Longhorns Polo?
Yeah, I'm repping a team that's actually doing good. Actually, I'd actually like to represent.
I mean, they've played nothing but cupcakes so far. I mean,
that's
can we be real with
that's
that?
why
Too?
I like that's why I like UT. Shout out to UT.
Yeah, shout out to UT.
Real
but
team.
Let's be
A
real.
real team.
It's been 3 cupcake teams.
A real team.
3 cupcake teams. The real stuff's about to start happening. Let's be real with that, okay?
Hey, Ewan's out. Quinn.
Huh?
And Archie Manning had to play.
Hey,
How
you
long
seen
is
him?
Quinn
You
out?
seen him
Is that
I
cooking?
official?
think he's back next week.
Okay. B, how are you doing, mate?
Oh, doing good, bro. Happy to be here as always. Yeah. Bali's back is, yeah, it's a different vibe, Bali's here, so.
Bali's back. Primo, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling, enjoying the weekend, enjoying Longhorns.
Yeah.
Longhorn
sir.
games are lit, bro.
Longhorn games
I
are lit.
know.
I wouldn't know,
Longhorns
but we will know
games are
soon.
lit.
We will know soon. We're going to go to a game here very soon.
We have to.
Now, before we get into the episode, for sure, I want to send a shout out to the Patreon members, everybody that's on Discord. Why? Well, because we've been getting a lot of love, a lot of shout outs for our studio and how it looks so good, how it looks awesome, how we have a 5-star studio. Well, this wouldn't be possible without the support that we get on Patreon. We're able to make it as cool as it is, as cool as you see it, and we're still building on it. But on that reason, I wanted to make sure to send a shout out to everybody that's on Patreon because the studio wouldn't look as great if it wasn't for the support that we get on there. And if you're wondering how to get on the Patreon, how to get on the Discord, if you're not signed up yet, the information is in our Twitter bio, on Instagram as well, so you can check that out. But shout out to everybody that's already on there. Like I said, the studio wouldn't be this cool if it wasn't for the love that we get, right, B?
Yes, sir. 100% agree with that sentiment, brother. I mean, yeah.
Now, let's get into the episode, guys. Austin FC versus Real Salt Lake at Q2 Stadium at home. It was backs against the walls. It was a must-win match if you wanted to stay alive for the hunt for the 2024 Audi MLS playoffs. Now, there was also some other storylines that were going into it because of the pressure with Josh Wolf. We see that there's a truck driving around Austin. It's probably for the rest of the week. At night, it's much more visible because it's bright and you can see it way better. But like I said, multiple storylines going into this match. When you talk about Drusy, his antics on social media, they haven't stopped. We see him involved with another scandal, calling Arturo Vidal nobody, saying that he's getting involved with drama that he shouldn't be getting involved with, some streamer beef or whatever. So just multiple things going into this match, guys. In the end, it is a 2-2 result for Austin FC. Guilherme Biro, Jader Obrian scored the goals. But B, I want to start off with you, mate, because we had to wait until the Portland versus Vancouver game ended to see what kind of result this was for Austin. In the end, how did you see the 2-2 draw? Because it maintains Austin with life for at least one more match week.
To be honest with you, H, I'm not even looking at it like that. Like,
you need to, brother.
I know,
for your
but
mental health.
it was a done. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Q2 was light. It was light than normal. It was people, it was really light. So on top of that, we go down. Our defensive performance in the first half going down 2-0. I mean, come on. I was sitting there. I was like, wow. Like, it was just down, but we managed to make a comeback. And for the game purposes, it was great. It was a good game. It was a great 2-2. I mean, we came back, scored. But in the circumstances that we're in, trying to chase a playoff spot, turning it on after being down 2-0 is just not enough, bro. It's not enough.
Shout out to Tucker, Maiji Monteri. He was saying that it's very frustrating to see Austin FC turn it on, after the 80th minute, then try to go after the match. But that could have been the game plan. That could have been, hey, hold your engines until the very last minutes when RSL might be tired. I don't know what the game plan, if that could have been it, but I'm just saying it. I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, if that's, you think so?
That can't be the game plan.
You think so?
No,
it almost
I'm
worked.
just
It
saying.
almost worked.
It almost
masterclass.
worked.
Wolf almost masterclass.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I expect
Please give me
everything
strength,
from this
please.
coach. Now, Bali, the lineup here, we have it on screen. My biggest criticism of the night was that we respected RSL way too much. We see here on SofaScore that it was a back five. In the attack, it was a 4-4-2. Josh Wolf also answered Eric Goodman's question in that way, saying, yeah, it was a bit of a back five, right? We see Gallagher, Guilherme Biro, Cascante, Bryan Heinzak, and Mikel Dessler lining up back there. But your thoughts on the match? The 2-2 result keeps you alive for one more match week because of what happened in Portland and the Vancouver game. It ended up in a 1-1. Thoughts on the
Well, I mean, I
result?
don't want it to keep us alive anymore. I don't want it. Yeah, just end it. End the nightmare already. RSL really should have done us a favor yesterday. Should have put us to bed. Should have put 4-0, call it a night, playoffs over. That should have been the reality. But now we have this. We still have life. It's a hunt. We're almost there. It's still mathematically possible. Come on now.
Is that
Come
a false
on now.
statement?
Come
Is
on
that
now.
a false
Come on
statement?
now. Come on, it's done.
It's fact.
It's over.
Can we fact check this
Okay.
guy? Can we fact check this guy?
Sorry, bro. It's over.
give-
It's over, bro.
And then the
It's
comeback,
over.
I give the players somewhat credit, that they came back and they fought, but it's too late. It's too late, man. It's too late.
Bali, who was your best player of the game and who was your maybe worst player of the game?
To me, the only guy that I like, well, to me, Jader was just, and this is Jader always. You can always tell that he's always 100%. He's always fighting for the ball, looking for an opportunity, looking for a run. But poor performance. I mean, we can go all night. We have our somewhat DP, our best DP player. Poor performance again.
He got an
Bugatti,
assist?
7 million.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Bugatti.
Both Bugatti and Drusi, both of them. You have Julio, a guy that gets protected so much by his fan base. I don't know why. I don't get it.
Okay.
I really
His cleats
don't.
are in showcase right
You
now.
know,
That's what it
his
is.
cleats look.
Respect. Hey, no! Hell no!
Throw those cleats away. Throw those cleats away. Throw those cleats away. Throw those cleats away.
What?
Throw
No,
those cleats away.
okay. We got to park the bus and talk
Throw those
about
cleats
this right
away.
now. We got to
Yeah,
park the
hey,
bus
Hey,
and
might
talk
as well
about
bring
this
it
right
up to
now.
the top of the list.
Throw 'em
bro.
away.
Yo, did you
throw 'em
just
away.
do that?
Throw them away.
Nah.
Throw them away. Throw them away.
No
Not
way.
good enough. Not good enough.
Okay, park the bus right here. Can you show some respect? Mate, did you not see the effort, the tackle, the balls to chase the game? Even when Diego Luna had a go-ahead goal, a lot of center backs would have gave up. He chases down Diego Luna and prevents a goal. What is wrong with you? Seriously, bro. I mean, there was maybe one or two mistakes in this match from Julio Cascante, okay, but he saves the goal from you that could have had you eliminated 100%. There's fans that still want to see this team go forward, okay, believe it or not. But that if that goal goes in, 3-2, it's over for you. Credit to Julio Cascante for finishing the play, dude. Defensively finishing the play.
That's the one thing he has, though, bro.
Bro,
Like
what-
2 minutes in the game, he almost cost us a goal. 2 minutes into the game, he did not have a good game. He did not have a good game for his standards. What a great save, right? That's amazing. It's a great highlight. It's a great moment of the game. But if you look at the rest of the game, it's like he was just not there. You could tell he wasn't playing at his best. He hasn't been at his best since he's been trying to integrate into this team after Costa Rica.
But to say that he was the worst or that he's the worst or whatever,
had a
it
bad
makes,
game, bro.
makes no sense.
He had a bad game, but
I don't think he had a bad game at all. Actually, I think he had
great save.
he had
though.
an okay game.
I mean,
think
he
had an
just
okay game.
never really could come like at his best. This is not Julio. We're not seeing him at his best right now. It's obviously he's in a
coming
slump.
back into form.
He's coming back into form, but at his best, like in the beginning of the season, he was great for us.
was
Sure, he
great.
was shaky sometimes, but he was more consistent. And right now, he's not. And it's one of the most
longest serving center back I think in
In-
our history.
also the most important part of our season, bro.
Longest serving center back for Austin FC. Everybody else is gone.
Longest serving, and we're still struggling in the back. Says a lot.
Oh my
Says a
God.
lot.
All right.
Says a lot, bro.
Okay, all right. We're going to change topics here, boys. Let's talk about the midfield real quick. We had Owen Wolf, Alex Ring, Osman Bukhari, Bali. B, you were saying, and Bali and B, both of y'all were kind of, talking a little bit about Osman Bukhari.
I'm Bali Army, baby.
Saying that he wasn't all there. But guys, can we blame Bukhari, or is it the system that he plays in? Because he's a Champions League player. He should be running laps around these players that he plays against. Instead, it seems like he's following the system, and when he's not clicking, when he's not working, Josh Wolf, he's the first one to pull out. Osman Bukhari is the first one that Josh Wolf pulls out when things aren't working, and that's what happened. Instead of subbing out Hader, yes, he does get the goal, or subbing out some players in the back. You have 5 in the back. You can sub out Gallagher as you're going as you're trying to chase the game. You bring on Diego Rubio, you take out Osman Bukhari, and it just leaves you maybe scratching your head a bit, because if you're chasing the game, you'd think that you want to keep Osman Bukhari on the pitch, no, B?
Yeah, you would. Yes, right. I mean, but I don't know. It's just been like you said in the beginning. Is like we're having hard times to put Bucari in where his best like abilities can showcase, and he's falling more into like the system of each game. You know how Wolf likes to talk about how we had the different opponents, different I guess attacks, different approaches to the game. So maybe he approached it this manner, and maybe it's weird. He came in towards half the season. You know that plays in a factor. I don't want to come up with excuses, but you know,
You're selling this
maybe no, it's not with the team in general, but with Bucari himself as a player.
Okay.
For himself, I think that he could still like. It's a weird moment right now. I mean, we're basically done. It's a weird moment for him to come in and try to rescue something, a system that Wolf plays, and maybe next year we can really put him in a position where he can showcase his talent, bro.
Now, Bali, you want to add anything on that
Nah,
before we move to the goals?
I honestly feel bad for the guy, you know, because he had no idea how much of a mess this team was and is, you know. He had no idea. You know, I bet that locker room is toxic. I bet nobody talks to each other after these games. You know, so I bet he feels lost, and I feel for him honestly. I feel for Bucari because I know he is a good player, and we did spend a lot of money on him, and people are gonna start criticizing him and everything. But to me, you know, I feel bad for the guy because the situation that he's in, it sucks.
Okay. Interesting, mate. Now, I want to talk about the goals, obviously, that were scored by RSL and then later on by Austin FC. We see RSL go up in minute 47. A little bit of a lucky bounce. Chicho Arango with a very good shot. Stuver makes a great save, but it saved it into the path of an RSL player. He puts it into the back of the net, and at that moment, it is 1-0. Now, we move forward. A bit of an unlucky handball. I guess some folks are saying it can be attributed to Mr. Owen Wolf. Referee goes to VAR, comes back, makes a stadium announcement. A lot of people are a big fan of those. Shout out to Eli Lester. He was here in Austin. He was saying that this was the first time he was ever at a stadium live, and they did one of those.
But you didn't hear it. I couldn't hear it.
You couldn't really hear it, yeah.
Honestly, to be honest with you, I'll say something. It was it confused the stadium, bro. It confused the fans. Everybody's like, "What, a penalty? What's going on?" Like you could see it in the fans because there wasn't a reaction to when the penalty was given. Everybody. Yeah. You would be like,
Well, you know why? Because everybody that was there was probably their first soccer match ever in attendance. And a big portion. There was a lot of tickets that were given out. I kept seeing tons of groups of little kid soccer teams.
That's you know we want to keep that streak going.
Yeah, free Austin FC tickets here. Anyone,
real quick,
all over.
Real quick,
X, you should have been. You should have seen it.
Can we talk about
Facebook too?
Real quick,
I got 4 tickets.
Can we talk about the Pluckers cards? Because apparently there's a little bit of a controversy going around saying that the stadium is giving away the Pluckers cards because they need to get rid of all the ones that they printed for this year. There's rumors of people asking the Q2 Stadium gate security, and they say, hey, why are you giving them out if we didn't score first? They're saying, oh, it's because we got to give them out. We got to get rid of them. I mean, that's the position we're in, mate.
I mean, just get rid of them.
Hey, you want a free game? Go watch a game, soccer game for free, and get 5 wings for free. Go to Austin FC.
Go check Austin FC out. Go check Austin FC out.
It's a mess right now.
But, gentlemen, let's talk about the goals that were scored by the Verde and Black. The first one by Jader Obrian, of course, the top scorer of Austin FC right now. Who would have thought that Jader Obrian, the guy from the re-entry draft from FC Dallas, it would be the top scorer for Austin FC at this point of the season, man. And honestly, he's been one of the best performers of this season. He's been a great pickup. We got to say that. And it's just not his fault, really. It's not his fault. But, Bali, your thoughts on Jader's goal? We're going to see it here on screen as it's coming up. A great shot. Bit of a striker's finish, I guess you might say. But what was your thoughts, Bali?
No, it was a good finish by Jader. And like you said, you know, Jader has been a good pickup for us. You know, despite the season, the struggles, you know, the awful coaching decisions during the season. But Jader has always been that player that you see, and you could tell that he's given that fight, that extra fight. So a big up to him and a great finish.
Big ups to him. B, your thoughts on Mr. Jader Obrian, top scorer for Austin FC, never given up. Josh Wolf bets on him. He keeps him on for the rest of the game, and he kind of pays him back in dividends with this goal.
Yeah, Jader exceeded all expectations joining this club. You know, to me, I think he's been one of, if not the best player this season for us. Is that too much of a reach? I mean,
if we have to pick somebody,
I would lean more towards him. I know the season was horrible, but he came in, and it was unfortunate and unfair to him is that when he was playing, he was scoring, he was flying high. You know, Bucari comes in, and obviously he's going to have to get some minutes, and he was the one to sit out while he was in a good form, you know, and then Bucari's coming off for him, and he's trying to gain that form again, and now he got it. So to me, a fantastic signing, bro. Probably, I'm saying he's the best player of the season for us.
Okay, well, another goal that we're going to talk about here tonight is Guilherme Biru's finish. Assist from Drussi Dior, finally getting a goal contribution. Mathematically or numbers-wise, he finishes the game as Austin FC's highest-rated player, Austin FC's best player on the night. And the Spanish podcast, there was a lot of criticism for Drussi saying that numbers aren't everything in soccer, so you can't solely go off that. And it's true. But I'm just saying, numbers-wise, Drussi had the best match for Austin FC last night. With this assist to Guilherme Biru, we have it on screen here, and I'll get y'all's takes, gentlemen. Guilherme Biru stays composed for defender. He finishes, doesn't even get the ball, but he's signaling to his teammates, let's go. There's still game left. And there was just a couple minutes left. The referee ended up giving 6 minutes. So at that point, there was a total of 8, almost 10 minutes left to be played. And Guilherme Biru was like, yo, we can get it. And he almost completes the comeback. He almost gets his brace. But Bali, your thoughts on Biru? One of the candidates for my player of the season personally. I've loved to see his growth this year. I criticized him a lot at the beginning, but I told him that, I'm just waiting for you to crack it on. And it seems like he's almost there, or he's there already for Austin FC.
Yeah, he's for sure been a bright spark. I still think that he just needs to work on his defending a little bit more. Going forward, it's not a problem. He can score for you.
Maybe put him as a winger?
Nah, I don't think so. But, he has been a good player for us and a great pickup. I will say that.
Now, B, you were mentioning the intensity in Jader Obrian and how they always bring it. Well, I'd argue that Guilherme Biru brings it maybe a bit more than anybody on this team.
I love to see him like that, man. Being there, watching him, his reactions to, a missed tackle or his reactions to a weird pass. He accounts himself. He gives himself accountability for his mistakes. He's like a character, emotional. So, yeah, I love to see that in a player, man. We need that. We need that push, that drive. He was the only one, basically, the main one leading the charge. Trying to get something out of this game.
No, and also before this match, midweek, he was talking to the press, and he was asked, about the intensity on the pitch from the team or whatnot, and Biru was kind of confused by the question. He was like, why are you asking me about the intensity? Like, what do you not see me do on the pitch? But I think Biru took it out of context because the question had to be translated. The question was around the team, and Biru maybe thought that it was being asked about him, and he does bring it all the time. But the intensity of the team is what was in question by the journalist that was asking.
That would be tough if you understood. If you put in a performance, you kind of show emotion, and you messed up, but you showed intensity, you showed drive, and then you think that someone's asking about your intensity. I would rub you the wrong way,
And he needs the translator to answer the question. So maybe it was lost in there. You know what I'm saying? Stuff happens like that.
Translation. Austin, what's going on?
There's
no translation in the press conference now. What's going on?
It's a little bit weird, bro. They have to use one of the trainers to translate for Biro because she's the only one that speaks Portuguese. So Biru's maybe affected by that in that sense.
Alex speaks Portuguese.
Yeah, someone from We're Austin TV speaks Portuguese.
Somebody from We're Austin TV speaks Portuguese and can have a fluent conversation with Guilherme Biru.
Alex, come on.
If y'all need the guy, we can definitely
we got a
loan him
guy.
out.
We got a guy.
We got a guy. Hit him up. He's in the press box on game days. You can hit him up yourself.
Man,
he
doesn't have to walk far.
He doesn't have to. Yeah, you could just pull up on him right there. But guys, we highlighted the goal scorers for Austin FC, Biro and Jader Obrian. Like I said, Jader is the top scorer for this club right now. You love to see it. But I want to talk about the future for this team because, of course, the scoreline is one thing, and we were saying that in order to really decide if it was a good result or a bad result, we had to wait for the Portland versus Vancouver game to finish. That game concluded in a 1-1 draw, so Austin FC still has life going into the next match week. That's very important to note. You play Portland, right? Primo, if you could bring that game up that's gonna come next for Austin FC. If I'm not mistaken, it's midweek, right?
Yeah, Portland midweek.
Portland,
late one too.
You gotta go to Portland away. Of course, historically, you haven't been the best there. This is the team that is firing on all cylinders. They have Evander, one of the best number 10s of this league. They also have Jonathan Rodriguez, El Cabecita. Liga MX fans know him very well. And this is a bit of an uphill battle for Austin FC. You're almost climbing Mount Everest with no gear. I must say.
Suicide.
It's not impossible. It's not
impossible.
impossible.
It is impossible, brother.
It's not impossible, brother. But they still have life, guys. They're still alive. Mathematically, they're not out of it. But Bali, what are your thoughts on the current situation the Austin FC is facing? Mathematically, it's still there. They're still alive.
No, I can't do this, Hernan.
Bro.
I can't do this, Hernan. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. But okay. No, it's over. It's been over for a couple I think in about 2 months now when I said it, you know, and people were like, what are you doing? You got to support the team. You know, I can't believe it. You have to make playoffs. Yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully we lose. Hopefully this means that we take the L and that it finally ends our season mathematically, you know, and the future for us, it's very dark, honestly, you know, because we don't know what the future is. You know, we have a coach who's been here for 4 years now, and it's been a waste of time. So, like I said, my answers need to be answered by Rodo Borrell now and Anthony Precourt. You know, they need to make the decision and let this guy go, because you forget about, like, the fans right now are struggling. Like, check up on your Austin FC fans and their mental health and all that. It's not a joke anymore. But now it's just save the club, honestly, because we're going down. And
there's no relegation,
and that's the truth. There's
no relegation.
Who cares if there's no relegation? You want to see 2,000 people in that 20,000 stadium a year?
No,
do you want to see that in 5 years? Do you want to see that? Well, it looks like you do, because you're right here praising, mathematically, we're in the hunt.
I'm not praising the mathematically situation, dude.
It's a very, 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 very sad times for us right now. Pray for us. Pray, because it's bad. Really, really bad.
B, your thoughts on the Austin FC's current situation that they're facing right now? You know, the Vancouver match against Portland, that keeps them alive for another match week. You go into the Portland game obviously needing to win, right? But you definitely got to feel thankful that you're still in it. You're still in for the playoff contention. And Biro said it midweek, mate. He said that the team, their mentality is that as long as there's a chance, they're going to go for it. So at least Biro is saying that he's not, giving up on this season. The boys know that there's still a slight opportunity. So if they're not playing for Wolf anymore, at least they're playing for the fans. At least maybe a small portion of players, or a big portion of players, that way you can single some out that have been checked out since the last couple of match weeks. But at least guys like Biro are coming out publicly and saying as long as there's a chance, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I get everything you're saying, bro. I get it. And you're saying everything is correct. Like, you're right. But to me, when I'm watching the game, I'm not really thinking. I don't even think fans should be thinking of any of that, bro. You go and you obviously. I'm not like saying like Bali. I hope we lose. Like, if there's I know, but I'm saying if there's a game to play competitive, I don't want to see us never drop tools. Let's just. It's a game. Be professional. Try to win the game against your opponent. You know what I mean? Regardless of the position. That's all I'm looking at this game is the performances. What do we see? But in reality, bro, it's nothing. It doesn't matter. The playoff stuff, we're out. We're done. It's a wrap, bro. You shouldn't even be thinking of like, bringing up. You're right though to bring it up, and you're right in everything you're saying, but it doesn't like give praise to Bali. He said like, look, if miracle happens, bro, miracle, right?
Miracles do exist.
But let's imagine. I mean, we'd have to beat Portland like 4-0. Then we'd have to wait on results. Then beat Galaxy like another 4-0, and then go against Colorado and drop another 4-0 on them and expect people to lose. Come on.
Look, man, if this was an episode of La Rosa de Guadalupe, Josh Wolf tomorrow walks into his office and there's a white rose on his desk with the song, and then the wind, you know what I'm saying?
The best episode of all time.
Miracles, that's what Austin FC needs, right? Mathematically, they're not out of it, but they have to go into Portland thinking that they're gonna win, because that's the only way that you're gonna stay alive. If you beat Portland, the door opens up a little bit more.
Look how it started against RSL. You think they walked at home? You think they had that mentality versus RSL? They did not have that mentality at home versus RSL. And now you're gonna automatically, we're gonna come in with a mentality of we have to win. We didn't see that, bro. RSL, like Bali said, should have swept us away, but thanks to Biro, thanks to being at home and then scoring, it amped it up.
But that's what I'm saying. Remember when I said that there could be portions of these players that are still trying to push forward in this team, and there's going to be players that are mentally checked out of it. That's the way that some of these frustrated soccer teams work.
That's why 4-0s are not a possibility.
But also, did anybody expect that you were going to score 2 on RSL at home? A lot of people had this team chalked out, and I'm not being an optimist. I'm not trying to be the optimist. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, bro, because mathematically there's still an opportunity for Austin FC to go further.
Yeah, bro, and I agree with you. We do, but come on, brother.
Thoughts, Bali?
I don't know what you're doing right now. I don't know.
I'm low-key shook too, bro.
What are you trying to try to put into my brain and trying to convince me? There's no convincing, Hernan. There's nothing that you can say to give me hope for this team? Nothing.
I'm not
Nothing,
trying to give you
nothing,
hope. I'm
nothing.
just saying.
Nothing, bro.
I'm just
telling
saying it's
you,
not
nothing.
factual to say
Nothing.
that it's over.
It's
when
over.
It's not yet.
It's over. I want this team. I want us to go to
It's not
Portland.
officially
I want us
over.
to go to
It's
Portland.
not officially over. That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And,
not
and you're
officially
holding
over.
you're holding
But
on
it's
to that.
over,
Oh,
though.
you're holding on to that. Oh, it's not official.
It's over,
Forget
bro.
that, Hernan.
It's
Forget
over.
that, bro. It's over.
Look,
It's done.
man,
I want us to go to Portland and lose.
I wouldn't
And
say
lose.
that, though.
And
I'm not
no,
gonna
no,
say
no,
that.
No, no, no,
I'm
listen
not
to
gonna
me.
say
Listen to me,
that.
listen to
Every
me. I
game,
wanna-
let's
okay,
play
you
to
don't
win.
have to say that. You don't
But
have
we're
to say that.
done,
I'm
though.
saying
But we're
it. I'm
cooked.
saying it.
We're
I'm saying it.
cooked.
I want us to go there and take it out. And I want those players. Look, on that plane ride back, you think about your choices and you think about where you're gonna go next season.
I don't think
You
they're coming back
think
to Austin.
about what you're gonna do. You think, and a
They're
lot of
gonna
those
stay in
players,
the-
a lot of those players need
the
to go. A lot of them, because I want a fresh start. I want new hope in
A
this club.
3-0,
I want new
4-0
hope in
might
this club.
happen. That's not a crazy
I want- I-
possibility.
I want new
RSL
hope.
should
I'm
have done
done.
us 4-0.
I'm done.
RSL should have done us 3-0. So them dropping a 3 on us isn't too crazy. You would be like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Austin faces Portland midweek, guys. I mean, score prediction B. You're saying 4-0 Portland?
I say, look, I game for game, I say like a 2-1 loss, man.
2-1 loss. Bali, prediction for the Portland match?
Hey, I don't care. Let's take the defeat and let's go back. home.
Nah, you can't. Nah,
Let's
bro.
go
You
back home.
can't tell. You can't say that, bro.
Go home.
You know
and,
what?
And the nightmare, bro. What?
I agree
What do
on
you-
that
what do you-
sentiment. I agree on that sentiment.
I
You
don't
know
get-
why?
I don't
Because
get-
when
you
I was,
you want to win against Portland, then you want to win against Galaxy and what? And then what? Make playoffs and what? And what? What are we gonna
It's
do?
like if
What are we
you're-
gonna do? What are we gonna do when we go to playoffs?
it's
Are we
like
gonna win?
It's like if you're in death row or something, and the president
No,
calls
no, no,
to
no.
stop the execution, and they
No,
go,
no,
nah,
no,
push
no,
it a
no,
week.
No.
Oh, okay, next
Nah.
week, and then they hang up, and
Look,
then you gotta
Bali.
wait a week.
Look, guys. Look,
End
guys.
it.
Look,
End
guys.
it.
Look,
End
guys.
it. Wrap it
Look,
up.
guys.
Call it a day. Regroup. And let's start fresh next
Look,
season.
guys. Look, guys.
Please,
I'm not
please.
saying there's hope, all this and that, or that. I share
yes,
your
you are.
sentiment.
Yes, you
I
are.
share your
Yes, you are.
sentiment that the season is pretty much a wrap. But I'm saying the death sentence just got prolonged one more week, just like B said.
Yeah,
We're essentially
yeah.
on death row, and the governor's making us wait
Yeah.
another week, dude.
instead of calling to say, no, save them, they say, nah, next week.
The president pardoned us one more week,
Yeah.
and we're as long as we're getting these favorable results in a way, we're gonna keep on extending our life,
But it-
going into different match weeks.
But to what Bali pointed out, is just like I was at this game and I was like, I kind of agree with just make it official and just be done with it. Like, yeah, like
But see, that's not gonna happen because this is a job to these players,
I know,
bro.
you gotta
So
be professional. We gotta try to win every game.
You gotta be
Yeah,
professional.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
win every game.
yeah.
So that's
and
all
I
I'm
agree with
saying.
that. I agree
That's
with
all I'm
that. I agree
saying.
with
But
that.
I'm
So
also agreeing with you guys.
that we're out.
I
That
mean,
we're out.
essentially,
No,
it's
how come
a
you- okay,
prolonged death
Say
sentence.
we're out. Say
Essentially, it's a prolonged death sentence. I'm not gonna say we're out because we're not out yet. Okay, we're still not mathematically out yet. I'm
Bali.
sorry. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
All right.
But gentlemen, we got the score predictions in for that match. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens against Portland. After that, like Bali said, we got the Galaxy, and then decision day against Colorado here at home. That'll be the day that UT plays Georgia, and also Eminem apparently is gonna be at the F1 racetrack. So we'll see where the fans are gonna.
UT
lay
game,
their
everybody.
loyalty.
Everybody, let's
be-
go to
that-
the UT
that
game.
could be-
Everybody,
it's
everybody,
an
let's go to
early
the
game,
UT
though.
game.
You know what sticks
Let's
with
go to
me?
the UT game.
What-
It's an
what-
early game.
Don't waste.
What
Don't.
Eric Goodman said, that could be the darkest time, like, as far as, like, because it was light against RSL, man.
Yeah.
If you had all those, after already being at the last game against Colorado, I mean, it could be at the all-time, like, zero, like, negative
Don't
height, like, crazy,
don't waste
bro.
your time at the Austin FC game. Go watch UT. I'm telling you right now.
Oof,
I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Honestly,
That's the
agree
truth.
with Bali, bro.
That's the truth.
I
Harsh
agree with
reality,
Bali.
but that's the truth.
I wish I could go. Nah,
You guys are foul. You guys are foul. I,
I really
must say
do.
that.
I really do.
I must say that. But guys, like we said, Austin FC back to the walls. They're in 11th place. They got 36 points, right underneath Dallas with 37, and Portland, the next opponent, they have 45. So you need 8 points, pretty much. No, 9 points.
But we're not out, bro, mathematically. Come on.
I'll just leave it there.
Regroup, man. Let's. I mean, what's
9 points.
go on a
we gotta,
run,
we gotta
Bali.
make up
Let's go.
9
Bali, let's go
points,
on a
bro.
run, mate. Let's go on a run, mate. We can go on a run, mate.
We gotta make up 9 points, dog. It's
Please,
over.
B,
It's
please.
over. Chalk it up.
There you
Chalk
go.
it up.
It took the whole part, bro.
Chalk it up. It's over.
It's
It's
over.
over.
It's
It's over.
over.
It's
It's
over.
over.
It's over. It's just a prolonged death sentence.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It really is. But guys, let's talk a little bit about European footy. Of course, we got the Arsenal that is flying high, Bali, and I wanted to start off with
Barely.
Arsenal. I wanted to start with
Barely.
Arsenal, mate, because they're very important to you, brother. But actually, before that, skipping over a very important piece of news. The Copa Oro selects Austin
Oh,
FC
yeah.
to be a venue. Before we get into Europe,
Yeah.
thoughts on that real quick, because it is massive. It almost skipped my bit of brain news here, but
Yeah.
your thoughts on Austin being chosen for Copa Oro matches?
That's amazing. Always like to have competitions come to our soil. I mean, now that we have the ability, like before Austin came to town, none of this would even be a theory. Like, there's no way. They provided a place where, you know, the U.S. likes to come play here. We've had Copa America games there already. You know, Costa Rica, Paraguay, you know, Venezuela, I forgot, Jamaica. So this is great. I'm wondering who we get. I mean, I would love to see the U.S. Play at Q2. But are they going to pass up bigger venues? I don't know.
I mean, the USA has a good record at Q2 Stadium,
Yeah.
so I would imagine that they would like to be back. They would definitely have a sold-out stadium. That's important to them because for their app, for their streams or wherever this is going to be shown on TV, it's important that USA has the fans.
And Austin
in
FC
one of the
has
matches.
proven that there is U.S. fans, a lot of them
this
here.
is a U.S. national
It's a
team
hub. It's a hub, yeah.
This is a hub. This is a hub. I agree.
Definitely a hub, yeah.
And this will be Austin can be used as a meeting point from the supporters in Dallas and Houston.
Yeah, and
And
also,
the ones in Austin.
I mean, honestly, at one point when they had just recently came, it was a legit debate. Like, can this be all USA's new home? So, hopefully we get them.
But very interesting, guys. You notice here that all the places that they chose to host Copa Oro matches, they're in the South. You see one in, at Vancouver up there. I thought it was
West.
going to be Seattle, but it's
West Coast.
Vancouver, Canada,
Vancouver.
for the Canadian team for sure. And then you got something maybe in the Midwest. Is that considered the Midwest? Right? Maybe so. What is it? They chose
St. Louis.
St. Louis and Minneapolis, Minnesota, the land of Ethan Finley. But B, I mean, Bali, actually, I want to get your take. Your thoughts on them choosing the South and leaving the East Coast kind of out of it?
I mean, it's cool, I guess. I mean, have fun at the Q2 stadium. You know, expensive beer, expensive food, beer showers. Yay.
Interesting take. B, your thoughts?
I hope we get some unique countries that can show out. You know, I love, after we went on our Copa America run, I love to meet, like, different cultures of different countries. That
Oh, yeah.
We've covered
Venezuela, please.
So we covered Venezuela, Bolivia,
Colombia,
Canadians, Jamaicans.
Please.
So I'm wondering if we can, you know, who we get and to come to our backyard, essentially.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. Now, the FIFA Club World Cup, they dropped their cities also. They chose the East Coast
Yeah.
and left the South out of it.
Yeah, that
Uh,
sucks.
It was
bro.
rumored to be a little bit of a deal, a little bit of a, I don't know, under the table,
Split.
whatever. But it is what it is. We'll have the FIFA Club World Cup on the East Coast, and we'll have the Copa Oro in the South in 2025. So
And
we'll
the
see how that
the
plays out.
West.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it, guys. Now, we can get into the European topics. Bali, your thoughts on Arsenal right now, because they're definitely flying high.
They
We'll get to
barely
Chelsea
did-
after.
They
Yeah,
barely
I mean,
got the dub, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're
What a game, by the
we're
way.
undefeated. I mean, we're just cruising. You know, we have a couple of injuries that's affecting us right now, but we're all right. We have a tough game against PSG during the week, which is going to be a very important game in the Champions League. But we're looking good right. We're not. This is a different Arsenal. You know, we're with the big boys. Like, you know, we go in the restaurant and we eat for free. You know, we don't pay for nothing. You know, and so I'm ready. You know, I'm ready for the season. I'm ready. We have some good games coming up, and then we have Liverpool, which that's gonna be another big game for us, and we'll see who's the big dogs. We'll see who comes out on top.
The golazo, the Justin.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That was a golazo.
That is probably top candidate for goal of the year.
Yeah, it was a beautiful goal.
Like top 3 probably. What a goal! A volley, like the curve on it to go off the post. I mean, what a goal, bro!
You got to definitely also give some credit to Mr. Leandro Trossard.
Yeah, Trossardinho.
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 Trossardinho. I mean, this guy's been a great pickup, but it's also Leicester. It's also Leicester. You know, you got to chill out with that. But
Yeah, I mean, newly promoted team, but Steve Cooper, you know, Stevie Cooper, he's taking over the team and he's doing a good job. So
I agree.
You know, I'm happy with Arsenal. We're going up. You know, I mean, I'm very happy and excited for the season, and we'll see what happens. Long season to go.
You got Liverpool in first place, though, mate. They got 15 points. Right behind them is Man City with 14, and then the mighty Arsenal with 14 as well. Fourth place, top 4, we got the Chelsea Les Blues with 13. B, I mean, what's going on over there? It's a fun and young team.
What's going on over here, bro? It's cold over here, bro.
Why is
cold.
that?
It's
Brr,
cold
Why is
over
that?
here, bro. Brr, it's
I'm cold,
cold,
I'm
bro.
cold, brr.
It's cold. Cole Palmer, bro.
Brr.
What a game. What a first half. Historic first half. First player to ever score 4 goals in the first half. Already in the books. I mean, his goals too. That free kick. Come on, bro.
Hey, that was a
What a
badass goal.
golazo,
That was a
You know,
very,
he
really
and
good goal.
his fourth one too. These are legit goals, bro. I know he had a penalty. He had 1 penalty. But what is he supposed to miss him? What is he
Yeah.
supposed to do? Come on. So
Yeah, Cole's definitely cooking.
Cole, and in the second half, he could have had another one. He missed the low key a sitter, and he gave Jackson 2 dimes, 2 gifts, and Jackson couldn't bury it. So it could have been crazy ugly in this game. It could have gone crazy.
Things
ugly.
are looking up for
The,
Chelsea.
the only 2 goals that we conceded were directly off Sanchez's mistake, the goalkeeper. He literally he cost us 2 goals. So what a performance. The scoreline gives it no justice. It should have been like way, way worse than this. We're on the up. I feel good watching this team. They're young. I mean, I feel some type of way watching the lineup. I'm like, damn, dude. I'm like that meme of LeBron James when he's at the pool. And he's
I
all
can't
like,
believe this is my
"Dang,
life."
yeah, like I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it right now, bro. And you can, Paul Coles, if you want right now, Cole Palmer is that guy. He's that guy, and he got a lot of in the squad. Just maybe they're trolling me, but always hating on Cole. Always hating on Cole. They can't say anything, bro. They
4
can't say
goals. I
anything.
mean, what are you gonna say to 4 goals?
Yeah, but they've been doubting him, bro. They've been doubting him, man.
There he is, right there,
Just-
Mr.
just
Cole
look at
Palmer.
that. Yeah, look at
It's
that.
his face. I don't know. I just
Madueke, Sancho. I mean, this is a very young,
Yeah,
very
they're very
exciting
young
team
Youngest,
to watch.
it's the youngest squad in the Premier League.
they're a
bro.
very young team.
It's the youngest team.
So okay, so
but
tell
they're
me,
firing though.
tell me about
Can't
Enzo.
stop them.
Not the player, Maresca.
Oh
Maresca.
my God!
I
bro.
told you about
It's
Maresca. I
Exactly
told you about
what
it.
we need.
I told you about him.
He is involved
I've
in
been telling
training.
y'all.
He is involved in like being a part of these players, like more than just an office meeting. He's out there. You know what I mean? Like with Pochettino, he would have people that would do the fitness stuff for him. Maybe he wasn't being outside. It wasn't. He's involved, and that's exactly what you need with young players, man. You need to like grab their hands and be like,
Accountability.
come on. Yeah, like
Yeah.
do this. And so far it's been great. It's been a great start. It's been an absolutely great start. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Right now it's
I
happening.
mean, how can you not love it? You're currently top 4.
Yeah, like Bali's saying, you know, on some real, go check on our Arsenal FC fans. Don't check on Chelsea fans. We good, bro. We good right now. We good right now.
I told
Really?
you. I told you about Chelsea. I told you about Chelsea.
We good right now. It's,
told
and,
y'all.
and we got Nottingham Forest next. You know, I'm not, no disrespect. Shout out my
Turner.
Mark Turner.
I'm not destroy them, B.
But
Destroy them. 3-0.
you know what I mean? We going to get that 3
Yeah,
points.
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
We going to get those 3 points. And if we never know, we're in the title race, mate. Am I getting too ahead of myself? Am I,
Little bit.
maybe?
I think
Little
for
bit.
sure, in their 3rd place, 4th place, for sure. Chelsea's gonna
Great
be
start.
there around.
I can't wait to play y'all.
for sure. Yeah, it's
I
gonna be.
can't wait to play y'all.
That's gonna be a
it's
good
gonna-
game.
That's gonna be a great game.
Yeah, it's
because-
gonna be a-
because
it's gonna be a
that's
great
gonna be a
game.
great game because we're not teams like other teams that are like kind of like no, we want to go at it. Come on, like let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
but then-
exchange. Let's
th-
exchange.
Yeah, but that might
Let's
that
exchange,
might
brother.
backfire on you.
Hey,
Playing with the mighty Arsenal, that might backfire on you.
Yeah, honestly, I would stay away from Arsenal right now.
Yeah, I would.
I would
would.
stay
Let's
away
get it, bro. Let's
from
get it right
Arsenal.
now. Let's get it right
Nah,
now, bro.
be
Let's get it right
chill.
now. Cole Palmer dropped 3 on you.
I'm telling you, Cole Palmer's not gonna score no 4 goals on us. I'm telling you that right now.
Cole Palmer's
I'm telling
him,
you
bro.
right now.
Cole Palmer's him, bro.
He'll be lucky to take a shot or something against us. I'm telling you right now. Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting game. Very, very interesting. Cole Palmer, though, he drops 4 against Brighton. You just got to feel for those Brighton lads. Mitoma, great players on this team. Great players have came from this team as well. But you just got to, feel bad for him a little bit.
Cucurella too. What a player, brother.
Cool.
What a player.
Talk too much. Talk too much.
Cucurella,
That guy's
bro.
a
Talk too
fraud.
I love Cucurella.
That guy's a
bro.
fraud.
Yeah, come on. He's
that
got
guy
his
is
own
so-
Too
song.
much. He talked
That guy's a
way
clown,
too
dude.
much.
That guy's a
You know who
clown.
he is, bro? And I'm gonna pull a Tucker. I don't care. He's Biro. He's just like
Okay.
Biro. His attitude.
What
And he's a little guy with long
Okay,
hair.
okay, I see it.
He's
I see
aggressive.
It. I see it.
Bro, he'll jump for balls even with dudes that are like huge. He don't give a damn. He'll jump up there.
Beetle?
Like that vibe, you know what I'm saying?
I see
pulled
what you're
a
saying.
Tucker.
I see
pulled
what
a
you're saying.
Tucker.
I see what
pulled
you're
a
saying. I
Tucker.
see what you're saying. No, I know what you mean.
Delusional
Don't
take
worry.
like Tucker. Delusional take. Okay, I
Hey.
get you.
I know what you're saying. I
I get
know
you.
what you're saying.
I
But
get you.
yeah, big ups to
get you.
Brian. Sorry, big ups to Chelsea for doing what they needed to do. You definitely love to see it. Definitely love to
Big
see
up the
it.
Chels, the Blues.
Now they're top 4. Liverpool first, Man City
I
second.
like y'all.
Arsenal's
Yeah, cool.
in third. Chelsea in fourth. Villa, maybe slipping a bit there.
Well, not
Fifth.
Emre.
Ipswich-
Emre.
Ipswich They dropped points today.
Didn't I tell you
Hey.
Ipswich was going to be a problem this year?
Nah.
Look at that. They've been climbing.
What you mean? They
What a
lost and
problem,
then
bro.
draw.
The last time we talked about Ipswich, they were in 17th. They were barely above relegation zone. Now they're in 15th. Things are looking
15th is
up.
not a problem.
Look,
brother.
what I see is 4 consistent points. 1, 2, 3,
That's
4.
not a problem though.
And that's going to end up saving you at the end
Yeah,
of the
that
day
is-
to
I mean-
stay afloat.
As long as you can pick up something.
As long as you pick up something, bro.
Look at Wolves. Look at Wolves.
Look at the Wolves, bro.
Look at the
1
Wolves.
Another team we should have dropped 7 on, bro.
Southampton.
Hey, that's Southampton, bro. Crystal Palace too, man. They need to pick it up, bro. They need to pick it up.
And look at that. Look at the new battle of the mid, bro.
Let's talk about it.
Battle of the
Let's talk
Mid.
about it. Man
United.
United
Tottenham.
versus Tottenham. That game ended in defeat for the Red Devils. We were watching that game in studio. Tottenham ran right on them, and it could have been more. United had chances as well. Dalot had some chances. I believe De Ligt had some chances. Bruno Fernandes got a red card very early on in the match, kind of midway point, minute 42, I think. That definitely affected the team. But Man United, bit of a mid-table team now.
Oh, they suck.
At least this season, I guess. I don't know.
They suck, man.
Bro,
They're-
where do we even begin with
It's
United?
a mess.
Bro, they were shopping around and had them on standby. And they're in the offseason. They couldn't find one. All right, you're good. What kind of mentality is that going into the season? What do you think Ten Hag cares? They're out there looking. They couldn't find anything. Now I'm going to stay? Like,
Yeah, it's just man,
What a-
it's
what a
just-
mess
It's a
at
mess.
United
Nah,
right
it's a
now.
mess.
it's always been. It always has been. It's
Yeah.
ever since.
What's going on in
Sir
United,
Alex
man? I
left,
mean,
man.
United was at the top at one point. You know, let's be
were,
real. Like
bro.
we were young. Like United was that team.
And they could just never.
And
the-
now
the highest
they've fallen,
the
bro.
the highest they've been after the Sir Alexander era was with Mourinho. When he won trophies and was second place to City in the
They've
Prem.
fallen, bro, for real.
And he called it too. He said that's
This-
the best achievement.
Mourinho.
Mourinho,
Yeah.
bro.
I told y'all.
And
I
it
told
stands
you. I
right now.
told
It
Eric.
stands right now. Second place, they would bite your hand off for second place, brother.
I told everybody that was gonna happen. Every United fan that I could talk to, I told him, I was like, you guys have disrespected Mourinho and everything that's coming to you. You kind of deserve it.
And then Tottenham sacked them the week before a cup final.
yeah. Interesting there, right? Interesting
That's
there.
messed up, bro.
Now we have the Real Madrid game playing in the background here in the stew. They're playing Atleti. It is 0-0 right now. El Madrid derby.
Vamos Atleti, vamos Atleti.
Come on, bro.
Vamos pa Atleti, vamos.
Hey, Barca lost
You're-
finally.
Vamos
they
Araña.
lost,
Alvarez, come on, goal.
Let's pull up La Liga. Primo, can you pull up La Liga real quick? Por favor, mate.
Barca, Osasuna.
Hey, Barca's freaking Yamil.
Yeah, but they lost. They
freaking
lost, bro.
They
Finally,
lost.
they had the streak.
They lost pretty bad too. But
Osasuna 4-2.
they're dealing with some
Ooh.
serious injury issues. Hansi Flick is doing a good job with what he has, I must
No,
say.
it's good. I mean, they're still up there. You know, Madrid still needs to catch up. So, it's
So
okay.
if Madrid were to win today against Atletico, which they probably are, they need to.
No, I don't think so.
They would make things very interesting at the top
Would
of
they
the
go
table.
top? They would go top, right?
I believe they would have 20 points.
Now, if Atleti wins,
They would have 20. So
then that would just jump on top of y'all, and then y'all would just boop.
long
like
season,
that.
long season.
Yeah,
brother,
buddy.
long
Yeah,
season.
buddy. Long season,
Long
buddy. Vamos,
season,
vamos,
bro.
Alvarez. Araña.
Gallagher.
Long season, mate.
Hey,
Long
goal.
season. Long
Hey,
season.
hey,
Calma.
Vini, you running?
Now-
There you go. You falling now, boy.
Now, gentlemen, just real quick before we, kind of get out of the pod, and we maybe are going to touch up on one or two more things. I do want to circle back to something that was released on social media by Austin FC supporters groups, Los Verdes, an official statement that was dropped, calling pretty much for the job of head coach Josh Wolf.
Yeah,
Right?
about time. It took you forever.
The van also, calma, Bali.
Yeah,
The
nah,
van,
that's the truth.
the truck, the van's also driving around or whatnot around North Austin with the message for not only the coaching staff but the sporting director, using his own words against him, which I think is very clever because Rodolfo Borrell did say all those things that are being quoted on the truck that is driving around. But before we get into Bali, I know he's ready to go. B, what is your thoughts on maybe the statement that has been dropped? It had to be voted on. Folks, very in favor of it. That's why it comes out on social media. But what'd you think of the statement?
I'm thinking. I mean,
Do you feel the same sentiment of getting Wolf out? I mean, obviously you are
yeah,
Wolf
it
out.
took me a minute too, right? To finally just but I'm just not sure what a statement. Okay, so now the statement comes out. Okay, Los Verdes is saying Wolf out essentially, right? So then what? Like what?
Primo, can you pull up the statement on the
Yeah, but
LVIG?
then like there was supposed to be some Wolf out march today. That was like
At the game.
At
There's
the
supposed to be a
game,
march, yeah.
there's like 6, 7 people, 8 people maybe.
So, context to that, we sent Alex, we sent Diego and Primo to try to
And
get some
Ozzy.
interviews, and Ozzy try to get some interviews for the Wolf Out movement because we thought it was gonna be huge support. Honestly,
Yeah.
we sent mics and cameras to get some interviews, and what was reported back to me was that there was light numbers, and I was like, man, I thought it was gonna be a lot of numbers out here.
It seems like it online. The statements. I mean, what is the statement? The likes.
The-
Look at the likes. You know.
The
They
statement came after the
yeah,
tailgate,
but
though.
there's been people
Let's
that are
point
extremely
that out.
vocal online, and then in person, they're where they at? Like the banner, the truck. There's been a plane. Like, what is the statement? Okay, now what? What do we move? So what's the next step?
So you're asking for more boots on the ground, less fingers on social media.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing new. No one's gonna see that and be like, what? No, there's been people that have been flying planes. It's been a thing. It's a thing, right? So all they've essentially done is just say, yeah, we're without to.
You know, a shout out to Ozzy, you know, member of the Spanish podcast for Top Flight and We're Austin TV. You know, he was pretty much criticizing it, saying, "Hey, now you come into the fight when Wolf is in the 12th round, ready to be knocked out. You want to deliver the final punch. You should have been there from the get go." And folks that have been there from the get go, shout out to Aries, Ismael, Alex, you know, folks and Bali, folks that have been champions of this Wolf Out movement. But finally, LV, you know, as folks are saying, they come around, they drop their statement. It's been in the works for at least maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. This is a process for LV. They can't just make a decision and post it the next day. There's a process with this organization. But Bali, your thoughts on LV finally coming out and saying, hey, we've had enough. 4 years is enough. It's over. We want this guy out.
Took him a while, but I don't care about it, honestly. You know. Let's just see how the season ends and pray that he does leave. But this statement doesn't do anything, you know. Yeah,
it's
big up.
like-
It took you a while, you know. About time that people finally realize there's a big problem here. And hopefully we can this unites everyone else and puts us all together. And hopefully we get this guy out of here.
Primo, can you click on the actual LV tweet so I can see the numbers that it's currently under whatever? It looks like it has a pretty good social media footprint. How many likes is that?
260,
260 and retweets,
87.
and over 23,000 people have seen it. So
Not even like, I mean,
if
that
the
doesn't mean anything, you know.
hopefully
It's
the FO sees it, right? Hopefully the FO sees it, and there's changes or whatnot. But like you know, Fucho came out with a little bit of a meme himself. If you want to scroll up to that one, Primo, should have been retweeted right there.
Nah, what?
It's some AI graphics generated by Fucho, where he says exclusive image of Austin FC owners seeing all the Wolf Out stuff posted by a sector of the fan base.
Yeah.
They are suffering, ha ha ha. Or is this not true? And he tagged
I
Rush
know-
TV.
This is funny, right? Because they could be doing that, right? They could be laughing, right? But it's okay, look, because whenever those pockets start hurting, you'll act up.
Oof.
So
We'll
see.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say what Ozzy said in the Spanish pod. If do you think they're feeling pressure, the statement, whatever? If they don't want to feel the pressure, they'll close their laptop. That the pressure's gone.
Okay, is this like
Because-
a cyberbully kind of
because-
thing?
Yeah, because homies with Ozzy was there, people were there, the whole Mars, the Wolf Out thing. It was not like no disrespect to those guys at all. Like what they're doing has been great. They've been doing more than anything. They're playing the truck. So shout out to them for trying to spread this movement. But then you go online and it's like literally everything. But when you see it in person, the games, what happened? Where they at? You know, like it's there. You know, it's like they can just close the match
Yeah.
and it's over.
I see what you're saying. Bali, anything you want to add on that?
Nah, like I said, whenever those pockets start hurting, they're gonna act up. You saw the stadium. You saw it was
light,
empty.
bro. It was
You
really
know, you
light.
saw next season. Are people gonna renew their season tickets? Probably not. So money's gonna be, you know, but they're gonna be losing money. So they're gonna act up. It's gonna happen. You know, you don't have to see 1,000 people scream Wolf Out. You know, it's
The
okay.
The hype is officially
know?
done. Like the
You
whole
know?
new team, the whole new thing, it's been done. It's been done.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that official
Yeah.
or is that conspiracy that they don't let you scream Wolf Out in the
I'm not sure.
supporter section?
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know,
Honestly, look, and the reason why I say it is because I'm not in the heart of the supporter section as I used to be at once when I was playing the bombo. I used to play the bombo, but then I retired and I go further up where the top of the A is at. That's my spot. That's where I like to watch the games because of the vantage point, and I got to study how these guys are playing or whatnot. And so when folks are in the center of the supporter section, Yeah, I mean, if folks could let us know if it's true or not. If folks try to silence you when you're chanting Wolf out in the supporter section, let us know if that's true. Hit us up on Twitter or in an IG private DM. We'll read it between us or whatnot. So I've never experienced that. But Ozzy here is saying that have they told you to not do it?
No, I just saw it one time.
You saw it.
With the airplane.
Yeah.
At that game.
Mm-hmm.
Almost at the end, there were some people in the support shaking.
Mhm.
A small group is saying "Well foul," and people are like, "Hey."
Okay. Well, Ozzy's saying that it is real.
Well, from my point of view, I think about it like this. Look, because it took me a while. You know, me and Bali have went at it about Wolf. You know, I'm always trying to look at the positives, trying to actually unite and support a team like we did in the second year. Like, it hasn't been any, even with the fans, with everybody, any to unite ourselves, to be strong again like we were, you know? So it took me a while too, but I used to criticize when Bali would used to say, you know.
Yeah,
this
you
and
used
that.
to give him a lot
Yeah,
of
and I'm bringing
flack
that up
for
right now.
that.
I'm bringing it up right now. I used
You
to
almost
say,
need to say sorry to my G.
I did. I already said sorry to him.
Did he?
We
Did
had
he,
one
Bali?
time we
Did he
were-
tell you sorry?
Yeah, we had a one-on-one.
he
Me
did.
and
Yeah, he
Bali,
did.
we had
Yeah,
a
he did.
one-on-one.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
We
He
had a
did.
couple
Heart to
drinks,
heart,
you know,
heart to
it
heart.
was
For
late.
sure, for sure,
It was
for sure,
late.
for
We
sure.
you had a moment.
Shirtless hugs?
Nah.
Yeah, what the?
But I'm saying, I used to be like,
My
oh
fault.
man, come on, Bali, be real with yourself. Like, all this you're seeing online, yeah, is it really gonna do anything? It's not. I used to say that, and now I'm Wolf. I want this guy out, and it's like so like because we're. If you're not in the community, if you're not involved in this, and you're just following teams online, you would think that, oh my God, they're about to. But in reality, it's not like that.
So is that AI image that Fucho posted, is that accurate,
Oh,
mate?
it's accurate as hell.
It's
They
accurate?
The image fire, by the way. Fire.
One of
It's
the guys
funny.
looks like he was on Wally.
It's funny, bro. It's the Wally guy.
It looks like he
So
was on
it's
Wally.
hilarious. Go check it out, Fucho. It was hilarious. It's funny. But what should be there is them closing their Mac, because that's the pressure. It's gone. It's all in the internet. It's not really in person.
Yeah, there's not a
But
banner at the stadium.
Shout out to the people that are trying to. The ones that have been trying to. The ones that it took this long for LV to even do a statement, which is now what? What is that going to do? You know what I
Okay.
mean? Shout out to the people the trucks, the planes, the banner.
Boots
you
on
know?
the ground.
Boots on the ground. The people that want to actually do it, not just say Wolf out, you know, and
If you could think back,
Look.
B, remember when we captured the video of them marching to Q2 with the banner? Well, they weren't marching, but they were in front of Q2 and they
Yes.
took a photo with the banner.
Yes.
Remember the comments?
The-
Clowns, losers,
Yeah.
support the coach.
Yeah.
Now everybody's on board? You remember the comments? You remember the
Yes,
comments?
and we always try to showcase, put it out there. Like, you know, we took pictures, the videos of we have the truck. And
We were the only ones that
we were
captured that
putting it.
moment.
You know, we interview fans at the end of the game. We want to get people that have been vocal and put it out there. We'll let us be the voice. Show, you know, we know, you know who you are, who watches our
Yep.
content. You know who you are, who there every game, and show their disgust for the performances,
Yep.
the struggle. We have every video from every season. Watch season opener against Minnesota, and then keep watching and realize, see what's going on, and then it's just. It's gonna be a big off season.
And I just want to finish with this, at least on my end, for my takes, my personal takes, my personal opinion, my views.
Yeah.
Is I'm 100% Wolf out like everybody else, right? It's no secret. However, I back the players. I back the group of players that we have, right? Because at the end, this is their job, and they need support. If you don't support the coach, that's great. I'm with you on that. But I still have to support the players in this space, and that's why I'm still saying, hey, mathematically, we're in it. Mathematically,
but
we're
Nate,
in it because I'm supporting the players, dog.
I get it, right? Because you can put it in a picture like we want to go to the games and support the players, but bro, this is the darkest time. This is the hardest that has ever felt to do. There's just people that I know that
for
don't
sure.
miss a single game that are starting. They're a breaking point.
Yeah.
They're a breaking point. This
Yeah.
is the worst it's ever been.
Yeah. And careful because next year, 2025, think of all the season tickets that were already
Bro,
canceled.
every game day you get online, it's like I'm trying to sell
I'm trying to sell tickets.
$20, $10. Every time you go to the games, like you say, there's like they invite schools and stuff. They give the tickets away.
There's definitely giveaways
everyone
going
has
on.
got, you know, it's bad right now. It's
I
really
agree.
bad. And you know, to people that might say, you know, we have like an opportunity to talk about it, to express people's concerns. Like we're there to get him out. I want him out. We want him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
So
agree.
let's get him out.
That's all I'm saying. But Bali, any closing words?
I like the little speech that I had going on. It was cute.
Oh my God.
Look, yeah, hopefully, man, we have to react fast, and hopefully we get results on those results on Wednesday, and I'm expecting. I pray, and if Josh Wolf does stay, it's like we have to question Rolo and Anthony and AP. There's no doubt about it. They have to answer to us. So pray that this offseason we make moves, and the first move that we need to make is get rid of this coach.
And look, I know everybody is gonna say to LV, finally you're on board. Finally, for me, you can look at it any way you want, but for me, I'm gonna look at it in this way. At least they're finally on board, and that's a crazy endorsement.
I don't want him to be on board with me.
At least
I'm
a
good.
crazy,
I'm good.
crazy
Enjoy.
endorsement for Wolf out. At least that's that. If you want to, at least see it in that light. So, Bali, congrats though. Everybody finally sees the things that you were seeing years ago. Seems like everybody's on board with it. Remember?
Go to year one fan reaction first video.
Wolf out. Wolf out. Literally. Something since way back then. But Primo, any words from you, mate, as we get out of the pod?
I mean, I'm just ready for the new season to start, man. I'm
I'm
ready to go to sleep and wake up in late February, and
cold, wear jackets, stick you
and hopefully we've gotten, we made some changes by then, new players, new coach, maybe.
Yeah, new player.
I'm just ready for the season, man.
My G Primo. Well, I guess we'll end the pod on that note, guys. Shout out to everybody that checks us out, listens to the podcast. We'll be back with another episode midweek. Portland, that game is going to come around very soon. So, can you leave that alone? Can you leave that? Bro, end it. Cut the pod.
That guy sucks. That guy sucks.
Get out of here. We're out.